Hey, 2 straight wins for the fighting Phillies as we welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by our friends at Cure Auto Insurance. Ruben Amaro Jr., I'm Michael Barkan, Ben Davis in a moment from the yard. Rube, when you look at this team, 4-2 win, are now 6-8 overall, 4-3 at home. But they were 1-8 trailing going into the 8th inning this season. It did not look good, but they had the meat of the order coming up, and they got 7 clutch hits.
Yeah, really terrific clutch hitting. I mean, for them to be where they were earlier in the game and to grind this one out, this is a big win for them. And hopefully it keeps things rolling for them offensively. And it did it without hitting any home runs. Base hit, great at bat after great at bat with 2 strikes, and then another blow with Johan Camargo getting on that hanging changeup. But really impressed by the way that Alec Bohm came through tonight. I mean, just a nice piece of hitting on with him, especially with him coming back after all the things that happened to him early in the season when he was at home.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look at that inning coming up, batter by batter. But when you look at Bryce Harper, 0-2 pitch, and he hits a single. Castellanos infield single, Realmuto single to right field, Schwarber makes an out, and then here comes Bohm. And I'm sure there were many watching at home that were like, I don't know if this is going to happen, but it did.
Well, the beauty of Bohm is that he actually swings the bat very, very well with men in scoring position. I mean, that's one of the things that is forte, right? He's hitting close to 330 with men in scoring position, so that's a really good sign. I mean, the guy loves to hit with guys on, and that's something that the Phillies were not doing early in the game, obviously, and they turned that around with some tremendous at-bats there in the 8th.
Yeah, 5 hits in the first 7 innings, and then 5 hits in the 8th inning alone. Let's go across the street, check in with Ben Davis right now, call tonight's game with Tom McCarthy. Benny, that was a thrill to watch. They needed it, certainly. We thought they'd be able to do something like this, and it really gives you confidence in this team to watch the way they came from behind. What impressed you most about this win?
It was the 2-strike approach, I think, really was fun to watch and refreshing, and boom. Alec Bohm. To hear what he just said was so refreshing to hear. He said, a strikeout to me is just a waste of an at-bat.
And you look at the fact that he mowed them down and ended up getting out of there without a run scored. What's that do for the confidence of a pitcher, or do you not need to worry about it with a pitcher like Ranger Suarez?
I don't think you really necessarily have to worry about it. I mean, think about the play that JT had, making that errant throw to second base on a little check swing there by Yelich, and he picked his teammate up. I mean, I know JT's a veteran guy, but you have a younger guy going out there and picking your teammate up, and that's what Ranger did. I don't think you have to worry about the way Ranger handles himself or what's going on. He has the ability to be, at such a young age, to really slow the game down. And I think it speaks volumes of him, of his inner fortitude and what he's made of.
Hey, I want to talk a little bit about Nick Nelson coming in a situation where he typically would not. He's kind of their long guy, and he actually comes in and throws the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he did a great job tonight. The fastball was good. We saw him come in and get Renfroe on three pitches. And then he walks a guy on 4 pitches, then gets Kane on 3 pitches. Good life on the fastball and good changeups tonight. So I think he's starting to gain maybe a little bit more trust of Joe Girardi.
We're expecting so much from this team, and it has struggled out of the gate. Now they have 2 straight wins for the first time since the first 2 games of the season, Ben. What does this establish, if anything, for them?
Well, I think they can reestablish the fact that they don't have to hit the ball out of the ballpark. They can find other ways to win. I know Alvarado can be frustrating at times, walks the leadoff guy, ends up giving up a run. But he was able to bail himself out a little bit more as well because he was in some sticky situations. Got to strike out when he needed it, first and third with just 1 out. They're all trying to build on certain things. And like that was a situation, in my opinion, where he could have gone the other way. And he didn't. He found a way inside himself to get out of that mess that he was in. But I think with regards to the bats, they can build off the fact that, hey, guys, we can put better at bats together. We can get 2 strikes and still be productive. We don't always have to hit a big ball out of the ballpark. You come up, Schwarber there. bases loaded, nobody out, strikes out, and you're thinking, oh no, then maybe ground ball, you're out of the inning with no runs. But no, Bomer picks his teammate up, and that's what these guys are doing. And Camargo with another base hit, first pitch swing against Boxberger. It really does trickle down, and I think these guys are feeding off of that.
You look at Bohm, 329 batting average with runners in scoring position. That is just ice water running through his veins. All right, Ben.
Thanks a lot, Ben.
I love the golf shirt pullover combo, and of course the Bailey look very, very nice. This is Mr. Blackwell over here. He's critiquing all the fashions. Yes, he is. We'll see you tomorrow,
see you
Benny.
guys tomorrow.
Thanks so much, Ben
the
Davis.
Golfing attire, I love it.
Joining us from the park. Here's the inside the box score. Gene Segura battling. You know, he was out for several games because of the shoulder. 2 for 5 tonight. Runs scored. Reese Hoskins can't get a hit, unfortunately. Bryce Harper 2 for 4 as well. Castellanos, Real Muto has 2 hits also. Schwarber struggles. Bohm, that 1 hit was huge. And Camargo as well, 1 for 4. Odubel Herrera in his debut, his 2022 debut.
Hey, you know what? You can actually win a baseball game and only get 1 extra base hit. It actually can happen.
That's the
right. Is that?
I think that's the most important thing. You know.
And this is a team that's supposed to be driving ball out of the ballpark. But if they are winning games by just getting base hits and having good at bats, that'll tell you a lot about what this team can do offensively.
But you also bring up a great point about the lineup, and we talked about it opening day. You know, you've got 1 through 4 and then 5 through 9, and it's almost too many lineups at times, and 1 hit'll do you, won't it?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing about this team. You can kind of move guys up and down the lineup. I know typically guys want to be in a certain spot in their lineup. They feel more comfortable that way, but Joe Girardi has a lot of flexibility with a lot of these guys, and he's just trying to find the right mix, and hopefully this is the right one.
What's Joe Girardi have to say about this one? Here's the skipper postgame.
Like a little amazed by this Alec Bohm story. Like the last 10 days of camp, it didn't look like he was going to make the team, and he now is starting third baseman, getting big hits every night.
Yeah, the way he has responded, as I've said earlier, showed us a lot of maturity. That I'm not sure he would have responded that way last year. And sometimes, you know, you have to get knocked down a little bit and figure out how to get back up, and he's done that. More impressive than the hit was the play in the first inning. I mean, that's a really tough play, right? And if that gets by him, who knows how many runs they score in that first inning, and we don't have an opportunity. So he's playing really well on both sides of the ball. I give him a lot of credit for what he's done and how he's went about his business and waited for his turn and took advantage of it.
What do you like about those at-bats in the 8th, other than the fact that they produced hits?
Yeah, I mean, none of them were beautiful, but it's just refusing to make an out and refusing to strike out. That's what you like about it. I mean, I think Harp had 2 strikes, Bohm had 2 strikes. I'm not sure how many JT had and Nick, but they might have both had 2. But that's just that refusal to not keep fighting. You know, they kept fighting.
You feel like you gave him 2 runs?
Kind of, yeah, kind of. And those are things that we need to clean up because sometimes you're not going to be able to score 3 in the 8th to win that game. So we have to do a little better job.
Who's supposed to be third?
JT.
How do you view Alec moving forward? I mean, is he pretty much out there every day for you to third base?
Yeah. You know, Didi's going to come back, and we'll move Camargo around, I'm sure. You know, he'll play first, second, short, third to give guys a spell. I mean, Camargo's played great, too. I mean, it's, you know, you'd like to get them all in the lineup. But it's not summer ball where you can have 10 people in the lineup.
Is there anything different you guys have been preaching with runners in scoring position that might have produced the result tonight, or any different?
You know, I think we have a fairly veteran group, right? That you know that when they're struggling, it's not going to last and things are going to turn around. And I think our younger guys feed off of it. And I even consider, you know, Camargo somewhat of a veteran, even though he doesn't have a ton of service time. He's been in the big leagues, you know, I don't know, I think he first came up in 17 or 18. I'm not even sure what year it was, but these guys know how to play.
So clutch in 2020, it seemed like every time he came up, he kind of gave that vibe. He was going to get a big hit. You getting that same vibe.
Yeah, you felt good when he was at the plate. You know, he's done a really good job of hitting sac flies this year. right? I think he has 3 or 4. But, you know, again, it was a 2-strike base hit, and he stayed on it and got a good pitch to hit and didn't miss it.
Suarez is known for being a strike thrower. His command, do you attribute that to the spring, or do you think there's things that need to be fixed?
Well, I'm sure there's things that probably need to be cleaned up a little bit, but I think a lot of it has to do with the spring. You know, what did he get to? 80-something pitches, and that's been a little bit faster than normal. He did have the extra day, which probably helped him, but he'll get zeroed in.
That eighth, Bryce starts it off. Is that kind of an instance of everyone kind of following his lead a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw his 2-strike hit, and you know, he didn't overswing. He didn't try to hit a home run. He just tried to get on base, and I think you saw that from Nick. I think you saw it from JT, and I think you saw it from Alex. So they just kind of followed suit.
What did you think of the night Nick had in the field?
I mean, I thought he made an outstanding catch. I'd have to look at the play at the plate, but I thought he did a good job.
Did you consider challenging that?
Well, yeah, but you know, you're given 20 seconds, right? Which I'm not a big fan of. I think you should get 30. But I understand why they're doing it. They want to keep the game moving, and I get that. But we didn't think there was enough to overturn it.
The usually chill Joe Girardi on his team's success tonight. 2 straight wins, again, for just the second time this still young season. They are 6-8. What has impressed you? Your thoughts on Joe Girardi so far?
You know what? You got to be steady. I mean, listen, they had a very tough go. That road trip was not a good one. But he's right. And the back of the baseball card matters. These are veteran guys that eventually are going to be very, very good players. They're going to put their numbers up. It's just a matter of sometimes being a little patient. There was a whole lot of expectation in the first couple games. The fact that we had, made those big signings with Schwarber and Castellanos. Sometimes things don't click right away, but you got to have some patience and let things kind of develop, and that's what's happening.
One of the things Joe was asked by our Jim Salisbury was, do you think you gave them 2 runs? And Joe said, kind of. We have to do a little better because sometimes you're not going to be able to score those runs in the 8th inning.
Especially late.
But
Especially
that's
late, and
yeah.
when they're tight games. You can't. You have to play defense. You've got to play smarter. We couldn't block the 1 ball, unfortunately, and it allowed some runners to get to scoring position. You threw to the wrong base one time. You actually didn't cover third base the other time.
I scored.
Those are situations that cannot happen. They're sort of mental mistakes a little bit, and those are things from a veteran team that should not happen. And they do have to clean that up a little bit because every single game counts and every run counts, whether it happens in the first or second or third inning. Obviously more important in the 9th, but they're all important, and you have to play good, clean.
And is fantastic with runners in scoring position, and he's fantastic with sac flies. He leads baseball with sacrifice flies.
Situational hitting, man.
What do you think his teammate thinks about it? Here's Bryce Harper post-game.
Bryce, how good do you feel for Alec, what he's been through and able to come through with a big hit for you guys tonight?
Yeah, he's been great all year for us. I think he's just having really professional at-bats. I think he's coming in, ready to play every day, no matter, where he's at. He's been a great teammate, and, I'm just, what an at-bat that was for us in that inning. I mean, big at-bat, big situation, he came through for us.
So much power in that lineup, and then you go out there and anything 5 singles is like a little bit of a lesson in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just playing the game, right? I mean, just going out there playing the game, not trying to do too much. Everybody knows that we haven't played up to our ability in the first couple of weeks, and we got a long ways to go. But also, like I said the other day, we gotta go, right? I thought that was a great win today. Thought we kept fighting. I think that's the type of group we are. We're going to fight. We're going to play this game hard, and hopefully good things happen, and we can keep going.
Bryce, I guess if you had this injury last year, you wouldn't be able to contribute as much as you have. What's it like, even when you're not in the field, still, being a part of this and still making sure you're able to make contributions?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, getting out there every single day and, doing your job and trying to do your job to the best of your ability. I think every guy, knows they need to do their job each day, and, I'm just one of those, same as everybody else, trying to go out there and do my job the best I can.
Bohm's come up with a lot of clutch hits lately, and he has been clutch in the past. Has it kind of felt lately like you guys are just expecting him to come up in these kinds of situations?
Yeah, I mean, he like I said, at the end of last year, we need our young guys to step up and be really good for us. We brought some guys in to help us win, and we need to have our young guys help us as well. So that's huge when you have an organization that has players come up and help that are young, that can help you play and help you win. And Bohmer showed that tonight, and he's continuing to do that for us. We just want to be Bohm. That's it, and just be himself. And I think that's how I've always been. Is just let young guys come up and be themselves and learn and progress to the best they can. And Bohm's done this. He's played this game for a long time. Maybe not at this level as much, but he's that same player, and he just needs to go out there and just be himself and play the game he knows how.